Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I will be doing a little description of the in-case perforated 13-inch MacBook Pro case. And I got mine in black. I'll tell you a little bit about the pros and cons. Here it is. Just really quickly. I'm not doing an unboxing because there's actually a couple videos of that already on YouTube. And can't find the box, but I've had this case for a while now and really like it. Looks different, you know, it kind of has like a mesh look to it, and here's how it fits. A couple of people that installed it on YouTube, I saw that they didn't really install it quite properly, so there's like a couple gaps and it bends a little bit in certain spots, but I've had this on here for a while, so I'm pretty sure I know that it's on the right way. A lot of people mess up right here. They don't tuck this piece under this little wedge, so it just kind of sits on top of that, but this gap right here allows for a nice open and closed viewing angle, so you can open this case pretty wide open. These little rubber pegs help for the grip on the table. The holes on the bottom really help with letting heat escape out of the laptop. And here's the ports. This button right here, I forgot what this button does. I think it's something about the battery life, but that allows you to press it if you need to. I never really used that button though. Oh, there we go. I got these little port covers. I lost one, but those are really cheap on eBay. Here's the front of it, and here's my laptop. I have a little clear keyboard pad here. I got the anti-glare screen thing, if you can tell, and here is the open angle right here. So that looks like about, if that is 90 degrees, I would say that maybe that's like 135 degrees. So it's pretty wide open. You can see that it touches, it makes contact right here, so you're probably only getting if you took the case off, you're probably getting maybe a couple more millimeters, a centimeter at the most, of extra viewing angle. I mean, I really doubt a centimeter, or maybe like 2-3 millimeters, or maybe like 8. There are some advantages to a case like this. I would say that one of the advantages is that when the computer is on, the Apple logo is kind of hidden. It doesn't look like the Apple logo, and I don't really like having logos on my stuff, so it's kind of a benefit for me. Another benefit is that it, due to all the holes, it allows heat to dissipate, because I know a lot of people know that our Apple owners know that the bottom gets pretty heated. Also, since it has a whole bunch of holes in it, it is more lightweight than your average snap-on case. Another advantage is it does protect your case, so you know it does what a case is supposed to do. And also it has a good feel to it. It doesn't feel like, you know, that shiny kind of plastic or anything, but it doesn't feel rubberized either. It's kind of like a really soft, I don't know, a soft plastic. I really don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't feel rubberized because it doesn't have that grip to it. Some of the disadvantages of it are that it doesn't have that grip. Like, I'm the type of person that walks around with my laptop held like this a lot, and really, if I wasn't being careful, I could have it slip out of my fingers because this texture is really soft. Another disadvantage is that it's really hard to remove. I've had to take my computer to the Apple store one time, and they want you to remove all your things, but in order to remove, the bottom piece isn't very hard to remove, but this top piece is pretty tough to remove. I think you need like a removal tool. Well, looks like it's gonna be easy for me this time, but let's see. Yeah, you kind of need to pry it off, which is it could be a good thing because I don't take my case off that much, but when I do need to take my case off, like maybe the 1 or 2 times that I have taken it off, it's been pretty tough to take off. So I don't know if other cases are like that, but this one is definitely tough to take off the top, at least. One last disadvantage is that when it is sitting around and getting dusty and stuff, when you do take it off, you do see kind of like dust in all these holes, so it looks like it's polka dotted with dust when you do take it off. And I will try to get it off and show you what I mean. So I already took this edge off right here, but the farther you take one piece off, it kind of is like the other pieces hold on tighter. The other side of the case holds tighter to it. So let's see. Oh, that definitely hurts. Okay, there we go. Wow, that was one of the easiest removals I've ever done. But this case really does not come off that easy. And if you can see my computer, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. There it is. You can kind of see little dots of dust. I mean, you could always wipe that off, obviously, but little dots of dust do kind of accumulate on the computer, and maybe like if any crumbs, if your computer was around any food or anything like that, they might drop into the holes and stick onto there. But luckily, I have a feeling that those things are pretty easy to get off, so let me get my cleaning cloth. There are little specks of dust. You can see like the spotty appearance of it. And if you just wipe, you can get all that off. So now the computer definitely looks brand new and it's ready to be protected again by the case. That was really the only disadvantage that I could think of showing you guys, other than removing the case. That's pretty tough too, but like I said, you're probably not going to be taking it off that much. I have this anti-glare screen shield. This is, you know, a person's individual choice whether they want it or not. I like it, but I know a lot of people don't want an anti-glare film on their screen because they like the clarity of having the clear ones. But you can tell that I was lucky enough and managed to put this on perfectly, but you can tell that there are air bubbles, but luckily they're along the bezel, so they don't really affect the screen at all, or at least what I look at. But I got one air bubble right here by the M, and then just along the corners right here, which is totally fine with me. But these things are really tough to put on, so you got to be really patient if you're trying to put these on. I just removed this and just kind of gave everything a light rinse just to get all the dust off and out of the holes, stuff like that. I also rinsed off my keyboard protector, and I actually modified it a little bit because some of you might know on Mountain Lion they have a new finger gesture. If you kind of slide 2 fingers from this way to this way of the pad, the reminders will shift over like that. So you kind of need a little bit of space so that you can reach off of the trackpad for a little bit. So I just kind of trimmed that a little bit like that, and just made everything kind of fit a little bit more nicely, so I didn't have all those loose edges on the side and stuff. So I'll show you how to I'm going to show you how to install your incase perforated case. And basically it is really easy and simple, just like the rest of them. You just kind of place the top piece on here and click it into place. Kind of just go around the computer and make sure you hit all the corners and anywhere you see that it might be popping up. And if you do it properly, there shouldn't be any, or at least maybe the tiniest of a gap between your computer and the thing. And another way to check is that make sure that these tabs are coming up along the front of your computer everywhere. So there's one here, there's one there, there's one right there, there's one on this side, and not quite sure, there's none running along this ridge right here, but you can just give it a quick press just to make sure. And nope, that is fine. So now when installing the bottom, that's the top right there, and that's the incase logo. I'm not exactly sure if it has a direction that it goes, but you know, I've had it on with both ways, where the incase logo was here and the incase logo was here sometimes, and it didn't affect the performance of the case at all. So I don't really think that matters that much. For the back, there definitely is a side. This will go to your front right here, and that's pretty obvious. So you just flip your computer around like so, and just snap it into place. So the one thing that you want to try to do is definitely get this. It has a little lip on it that goes around this edge right here. So just make sure if you got that on there, you pretty much the rest of the case just falls into place. And that is the installation of the case. Now I think the last thing I will show you is the Apple logo and how that shines out of the back. I like it because it's a little bit more inconspicuous. I feel like the less people that know you own an Apple laptop, the better, because a lot of people really like to try to steal these things. So yeah, I guess it kind of does look like the Apple, but it's not very clear. It looks like super pixelated, but that's how it looks from the side and stuff like that. But if there was anything I could do to block my Apple logo, I probably would do it, just because I tend to like things that are just a little bit more subtle. So that is the incase perforated hardshell case, and check it out. I think it's a pretty good case. You'll probably like it. It looks different than most of the cases out there, so that's another plus for me. But like I said, yeah, there are some pros and cons. The pros are that it allows heat to escape. It looks different. It has a nice feel to it, and it blocks my Apple logo. And the cons are that if you do hold it like I do when walking around, like if you hold it like this, it's not the grippiest thing in the world. Like, this is very easily able to slide out of your hands. You'd have to hold it super tight, or even just not hold it like that at all. You might have to hold it like this. But if you're walking horizontally, like swinging your arms while you walk, this is definitely hard to grip onto. Another con is that the top lid is hard to remove, and also how dust collects in these holes sometimes. So when you take it off, you have to give it a quick swipe, and you might find some crumbs or some dust piled on in little dot formations, like I showed you before. But it's all easy to wipe off, and it doesn't affect the performance of your Mac. And you know, to me it was a good trade-off. So you also have a good viewing angle on this, like I showed you before, about 135 degrees. And that is about it. Take care.